be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try?
Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
standing in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame.
Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion.
Walls of the Hall of Fame.
Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions.
Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What a great way to kick off tonight's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Tonight we are thrilled to induct 3 Hall of Fame members for 2025 and along with our Lifetime Achievement Award honoree into the Ritenour Hall of Fame. I'm Mike Stewart. I'm honored to be your host this evening and this is truly one of my favorite nights of the year. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, mostly because I'd like to make this evening about me. I am the president of the Ritenour Pride and Promise Foundation and a proud member of the Ritenour class of 1978. Yeah, 1978, that was a great year. If my math is correct, I think this is my 10th year of hosting this wonderful event. And I'd like to personally thank the Hall of Fame committee for allowing me to handle these duties each year. Clearly, they have not discovered my sordid past or seen any of my TikTok challenges. So until they catch on, I'm going to keep coming back. And by the way, you can follow me on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, and Facebook. Tonight we celebrate 4 terrific honorees. But we also celebrate the entire Ritenour community. Tonight's ceremony marks the kickoff of homecoming weekend at Ritenour, and it's so great to see all of you here tonight, and hopefully you'll come back tomorrow and enjoy the homecoming festivities. We have a big crowd here tonight, nearly 200 of you in attendance. That's clearly due to the support and popularity of our wonderful honorees, because I'm pretty sure you're not here to see me. How many graduates of Ritenour are here in attendance tonight? Hands up. I love it. Welcome back to Ritenour. If you haven't been here in a while, we're glad to see you. For those who haven't been here in a while, how about these amazing facilities? This theater is just one of many great investments the district has made in recent years, and improvements are continuing throughout the district, both on this campus and throughout the Ritenour community. New features including the renovated cafeteria, the Husky Fitness Center, the Rock House locker room, and the amazing off-campus facilities include the Husky Academy, the Husky Health Center, the International Welcome Center, and the new Ritenour Center for Educational Excellence, to name just a few. Dr. Chris Kilbride and the entire administration have done a great job making our district up to date and current. And I'm very proud to be a Ritenour Husky based on all their hard work. And I hope all of you get a chance to take a look at some of the improvements around our district, because when you see everything that's going on, I think you'll be very proud too. It's really great to see so many graduates with their friends and family and guests here tonight. It's always good to see you all back at Ritenour. I'd like to take a moment to recognize one particular Ritenour graduate, who's my favorite Ritenour graduate, actually, of all time. She's also a member of the Ritenour class of '78. She's smart, beautiful, kind, loving, patient, caring, resourceful, and hold on, I can't read her writing here. A superior scrapbooker and an amateur genealogist. How am I doing, hon? Okay, good. How about a warm welcome for my wife, who's a member of the nomination committee, the former Laura Kramer, and Stewart. Thank you, everybody. I'm hoping this will get me promoted out of the basement to the main level of the house tonight. On Tuesday of next week, it will be exactly 48 years ago that we had our first date. Yes. It was only 200 yards from here. I wanted to impress her, so I took her to a football game at Moore Stadium. And then I thought I'd impress her with a nice meal afterward, so we got a romantic table at the Pizza Hut on National Bridge. As I recall, I had this salad and an RC Cola, and she paid. So, unfortunately, we lost the football game that night, but as luck would have it, I'm pretty sure I won her heart. It was the start of a lifelong love story. In a little more than a month from now, we'll be celebrating our 42nd anniversary. How about that? And there are many, many great stories like ours. Stories that began right here at Ritenour High, and I'm certain we're going to hear more great stories from our honorees tonight. So let's get started. The Ritenour Hall of Fame was established in 1997 to honor graduates who have demonstrated outstanding professional accomplishments, civic involvement, and community service. The portraits of the now 111 Hall of Fame members and 13 Lifetime Achievement Award honorees are proudly displayed in the lobby of this amazing auditorium. So to officially begin tonight's ceremony, it is my honor to introduce our Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education and the Administrator of Ritenour High School. Please welcome Dr. Bruce Green.
Thank you. With all of those remarks regarding his wife, I thought he was going to introduce my wife, Tracy. But no, seriously, well, good evening.
Good evening.
And it's an honor and a privilege to welcome each of our inductees back home. It's truly an honor to be at the helm of Ritenour High School, where we serve, and I mean serve, 1,900 students every day, as well as our 206 dedicated educators and support staff. Now, as someone who has called St. Louis home my entire life, I have admired the legacy that Ritenour High School and its alumni carry throughout the community and beyond. This year, our senior class is the largest we've had in a long time. 522 Huskies. And we are doing whatever it takes to make sure they cross this stage. Not this stage, the stage at Chaffetz at the end of the year. I want to let you know that we have expanded opportunities for our high schoolers with our emphasis on 3 E's: enroll in college, enter employment, and enlist in the military. Thanks to our partnership with St. Louis Community College, our students can now graduate with both a high school diploma and an associate's degree without any out-of-pocket expense. Last year, We had 8 Huskies graduate with an associate's degree and a high school diploma. And this year, we expect to exceed that number. Last year's graduating class earned $11.4 million in scholarships. Our students can also take advanced placement courses and college credit classes while in high school, which allows them to start college ahead of many freshmen. For some of our students who plan to go the employment route after graduation, our partnership with Amoresco is helping our students make meaningful connections and meet with professionals in the fields of construction, carpentry, electrical, contracting, sheet metal, and welding. I'm also proud of our career counselors, which help our students find internships at local companies as well as prepare them for solid employment opportunities after they graduate. And when it comes to supporting students who want to enlist in the military, I'm also proud of our Army JROTC program, which has grown from about 50 students 3 years ago to more than 160 cadets. Upon graduating, they will be able to enlist at a higher rank or go to college with substantial scholarships. And I know I didn't tell you, so I'll tell you now, 10 students from the class of 2025 entered the military upon graduating. So as we celebrate tonight, I'm reminded of the profound impact that a high school education can have on a person's life. We're not just here to honor our inductees, we're here to celebrate the transformative power of education. I am proud to witness that Ritenour High School is a place that nurtures students' dreams, helps them discover their passions, and sows seeds of greatness every day. As we look ahead, we recognize that our school's legacy is not defined solely by the past, but the impact we create today and the influence we leave for generations to come. Each of us holds a vital role in shaping the leaders of tomorrow. I do want to thank all of you who are here tonight for being a part of this incredible evening. Tonight we gather again not only to honor the remarkable achievements of our Hall of Fame inductees, but to celebrate that enduring spirit that defines Ritenour High School and its extraordinary community. These journeys remind us of the power of perseverance, the importance of dreaming boldly, and the responsibilities we share to lead with purpose. So as we carry forward with their legacy, let us inspire one another, overcome every challenge, and shape a brighter, more impactful future, not just for ourselves, but for generations yet to come. It is now my honor to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Chris Kilbride.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Kilbride, and I'm honored to be in this room this evening with so many members of this Ritenour community. A community that's united in recognizing the group tonight, that's made and continues to make contributions in the betterment of our Huskies. Now, I've been a part of this Ritenour community now for 27 years, which is more than half my life. During the 55% of my life that I've spent in Ritenour, I got married, my wife and I had our children, our first when I was an assistant principal at Kratz, and our second when I was the principal of Booter. I've come across many amazing students, many amazing teachers, and so many amazing community members. I've been shaped by all those that I've interacted with in this Ritenour community. Now, often, we don't realize the extent to which we're impacted until events such as this Hall of Fame come about, and they force us to reflect on the people, specifically the inductees, and the impact that they have on us. I've had the honor of working with 3 of our 4 inductees during my career, Ms. Fortune, Ms. Palmer Harvey, and Dr. Dorr. This evening, I can say that each of these people has left a mark on me as a leader. I've also read so much about Dr. David Smith's accomplishments, also a very deserving inductee. The people that we're honoring this evening, they've helped to define not only me, but the entirety of Ritenour through their impact in the district, now in their impact in the community, and all across the country. Ms. Palmer Harvey has two of her former students, Trevor and Diane. Fly all the way back from Boston just to be here tonight to be a part of the recognition. They're two of the 7 tables worth of people who's turned out to recognize Ms. Palmer Harvey on her accomplishments. Miss Fortune joins her brother in the Hall of Fame based on her athletic and educational accomplishments. All I can say is how proud that Fortune family must be. Dr. Smith bears the weight of not only keeping the Ritenour School District community, but the entire country safe by using his expertise gained regarding nuclear energy. We're honoring 4 people this evening and enshrining them into the Hall of Fame, which is an honor that'll live into perpetuity. In the future, I'm confident we'll be honoring some of the Ritenour High School students that are here with us this evening on this same stage for some of the same reasons. Ritenour High School students, would you please stand and be recognized? So Huskies, you're on the path to greatness. Your community needs your leadership, whether you choose enrollment, enlistment, or employment. This community is counting on us to develop the leaders of the future. In our honorees, we have leaders who are worthy of emulation. Now, I give another example of impact that was achieved by an inductee. A first-year teacher in Ritenour heard about a new program that was started in partnership with St. Louis University. The program was called the Metropolitan Leadership Cohort, which allowed each one of the 23 St. Louis County school districts to identify one educator to participate in the administrative program at SLU, which resulted in a master's degree in administrative certification. The educator, upon completion of the degree, committed to 5 years of service to the district. This was back in 2000, when there was a shortage of quality administrative candidates in the region. It was perhaps the first effort at a Grow Your Own program in the Ritenour School District. An interview with the superintendent at that time was a required part of the application process. The educator met with the superintendent, Dr. Paul Dorr. The educator wasn't sure how the interview went, but was happy to receive a letter confirming acceptance into the program. While the educator didn't remember all of the details about the interview, they did remember the glorious pen that Dr. Dorr had in his shirt pocket that he used to sign the application form to complete the enrollment at SLU. The educator also remembered just how well-read Dr. Dorr was and how he was able to quote books and passages just off the top of his head. The educator thought, I should read more. It'd be great if I was able to quote books and quote numbers and quote passages just in the same way that Dr. Dorr does. 7 years later, the educator had completed their master's degree at SLU and had just completed the requirements for their doctorate in education. As a graduation gift, the educator's wife purchased him the exact same pen that Dr. Dorr uses and likely has in his shirt pocket today. It's a Mont Blanc pen just like this one. Just to clarify, that educator is me. And just to clarify, this pen is my gift in 2006. So I'll say in the 27 years that I've known Dr. Dorr, I've never seen him without that pen. Tonight is the first night that I've ever seen him without that pen. One of my professional goals was to be a superintendent. Another was to have a pen just like Dr. Dorr. Another was to be nearing as well read as Dr. Dorr is. I've achieved many of these things while growing into the second longest serving superintendent in the 158-year history of this organization. I want to say thanks to Dr. Dorr for taking a chance on a 23-year-old teacher. Thank you, Paul. I'd like to recognize some very special people that are here with us this evening to celebrate all of our inductees. Would you please stand and be recognized when I call your name? We've got some members of the Hall of Fame who are here with us tonight. We're joined by Lifetime Achievement Award recipient from 2022, Dr. George Alden. We're joined by Lifetime Achievement Award recipient from 2016, Mr. Ken Crowder. We're joined by Hall of Fame inductee from 2015, Mr. Matt Fleener. We're joined by Hall of Fame inductee from 2018, Mr. Daniel Fortune. We're joined by Hall of Fame inductee from 2024, Mr. Greg Ransom. We're joined by Hall of Fame inductee from 2012, Mr. Mike Schneider. We're joined by Lifetime Achievement Award recipient from 2013, Mr. Bill Wessler. We're joined by Hall of Fame inductee from 2019, Mr. Bill Wirtz. And we're joined by Lifetime Achievement Award recipient from 2024, Ms. Kathy Nickens. And we're honored to have Hall of Fame inductee from 2012 serving as our MC tonight, Mr. Mike Stewart. We have 4 former members of the Ritenour Board of Education who are here with us this evening. First, serving from 1989 through 2013, Dr. George Allen. Thank you, George. We're also joined by a former board member who served from 1981 through 2002, Ms. Carol Gaines. We're also joined by a former board member who served from 1996 through 2022, Ms. Ruth Bell Greco. And serving from 1990 through 2003, we're joined by former board member Mr. Michael Roman. And now I'd like to recognize the members of our current Board of Education who are here with us this evening. Board members, if you please stand to be recognized. I'd like to start off by our student representative on the Ritenour Board of Education, Ritenour High School senior, Ms. Reagan Beverly. We're joined by Director Dr. Stacy Alden Wilson. We're joined by Director Ms. Penny DeGarden. We're joined by our Vice President, Ms. Jennifer Lomas. We're joined by Director Ms. Lisa Glover-Jones. And now it's my honor to introduce our Board of Education President for some remarks, Dr. Brad Thomas.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just to add to it, I am a Ritenour graduate of 1977, so you know, Mike, he's right behind me. My brother graduated from Ritenour, my sister did as well. We are a Ritenour family as my 3 kids graduated here as well. Ritenour is a diverse school district. We're a changing school district, and we embrace that change. The school district that all of you graduated from is a little different, but we still are on the cutting edge of many things. Demographics would say that we have no clear ethnic majority in our school district. So we have said that we're probably the most diverse school district in the state. Now, there's that other school district to the west of us. They think they are, but we know better. Okay? We're a growing school district. This year we have over 6,700 kids in our schools, and the trend continues. We welcome diversity. We welcome every child that shows up at our schools. So should public education. Budget-wise, everybody wants to know how the Ritenour School District is doing, with their money. We are probably in the best financial shape we've been in 30, 40 years, if not more. Due to planning from people of leadership like Paul Dorr, Chris Kilbride, and alike, we have been good stewards of the money that the taxpayers have given us. Listening to all the people that were introduced got me to thinking about Carol Gaines. Carol Gaines and I and Mike Roman lived on the same street, all 3 board members. Well, before I was a board member, I spent about 3 hours at Carol's house asking her, why would you want to be a board member? And after that, I left her house and I walked home and I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to be part of this. And for 25 years, I've been honored by the voters to be here. Now, did that just happen? No. You ever hear that term, we build on the shoulders of giants? You ever hear that? That's what we're doing. Carol Gaines, a 25-year member. Ruth Greco, a 25-year member. Mike Roman, 13-year member. George Alvin, 25-year member. That just didn't happen. They are deeply rooted in our community. They might not live here anymore, but they built the foundation that we build on. Chris Kilbride is now number 2 in longevity for superintendents. That just didn't happen. His devotion to our community, to our children, to our families is without question. The school board that we currently have, the 6 members that I serve with, are very student-focused and family-centered. We always ask, how is this going to affect our children? How is this going to take care of our students? We are the first school district in the state to go with what we call competency-based learning. What's that mean? That means every child can achieve at their own rate. Everybody knows, we all recognize that we all learn at different rates. We don't move as a group through schools. We're doing that K-12 right now. That just didn't happen. The devoted teachers, administrators, they made that happen because of their passion for our students, for the Ritenour students. So many things are going on in the school district. So many things are happening. Trivia question for you. What school district was fully 100% staffed on the first day of school?
Ritenour.
There it is. How many school districts in the state of Missouri, if not just the county of St. Louis, can say that? Not very many. We attract teachers. You can ask Dr. Michael LaChance, head of our HR department. What was the greatest thing, what was the greatest pathway to get faculty here? How did we get it? Did we advertise TV, radio, internet? Word of mouth. One teacher would come here, she or he would call others and say, you need to work with Ritenour. That just didn't happen. My daughter teaches biology over at McClure High School. Been there now about 7, 8 years. Third floor's having some challenges. 2 science teachers from McClure North that she knows came to Ritenour, one last year, one this year. They called her up and said, Amanda, you really have to come work where we are. This is an awesome school district, they told her. And she said, okay, where is it? They said, you gotta come to Ritenour. She said, let me tell you something. I can't. And they're like, why not? I was waiting for her to say, so Dad, don't you think you've been there long enough? Don't you want to make a sacrifice for me, Dad, so I can work at a good school district like Ritenour? But she didn't ask. And I'm glad she didn't, because then I'd have to say, well, you know, sorry. The things that are happening here at Ritenour are unique because of our administration. They're forward-thinking because of collaboration. The legacy that Ritenour will leave is in our Hall of Fame members, is in our graduates. One more thing before I get done. I want to say this. We said we had a student representative, right? Everybody know her name?
Reagan.
Reagan. Reagan is starting a podcast that will start next week. And she will be doing that. Is it every month?
Once a month.
Once a month. She'll have different guests, different topics. Another way to reach out to our community.
All right, Reagan. Come on, Reagan.
All right? We think every year that, man, we have picked the best student representative. We have picked an awesome, wonderful, and just outstanding student representative in Reagan. She has brought more to us in the short months that she's been with us than we would even think of. These things just don't happen because we build on the shoulders of giants. Tonight we have 4 of them here to induct into our Hall of Fame. From those of us that serve on the Board of Education right now and in the past, from the community that we call Ritenour, the 9 municipalities that join us in collaboration with the Ritenour School District, I want to welcome all of you and thank you all for being here tonight. Enjoy.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Kilbride, Dr. Green, for those kind remarks. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about the Ritenour Pride and Promise Foundation. It was established in 2011 to provide additional funding for programs and resources that contribute to the educational excellence for Ritenour students and staff. In the last 14 years, we have provided more than $268,000 to help Ritenour students and educators throughout the 14 years we've been in existence. Such a very short time to make that big of an impact. And that's just the beginning. I'd like to show you just a short video that tells you a little bit more about what the Ritenour Pride and Promise Foundation is all about.
There's nothing quite like Ritenour Pride. For generations, the Ritenour School District has been the heart of its community. and the community has been the heart of the Ritenour School District. Ritenour has a rich tradition and illustrious history that officially began in 1867. Ritenour students have a one-of-a-kind experience no other school district can match. From eating a hamburger and French fries with mustard at the Handy House, to spending a Saturday night under the stars with friends at Chuck-a-Burger, there's nothing quite like the years spent at Ritenour. Football games, homecoming, prom, working at the high school radio station, favorite teachers, many of our alumni's most cherished memories happened as a Ritenour student. Ritenour graduates prove the dedication to educational excellence. Doctors, lawyers, college professors, business leaders, military generals, musicians, actors, 2 Pulitzer Prize winners, the inventor of Crest toothpaste, and the former governor of Oregon, among many others, are all proud to say, "I went to Ritenour." For generations, the Ritenour community and schools have worked to educate all students. In 2011, the Ritenour Pride and Promise Foundation was established to provide supplemental funding for programs that enhance the educational excellence of the Ritenour School District. The Pride and Promise Foundation's mission is to raise money to support the students and teachers of the Ritenour School District. Since its inception, our foundation has donated thousands of dollars back to students and teachers. The goal of the foundation is to provide learning programs and resources to students and staff that are not funded by tax dollars. There is no greater investment you can make than in the education of our children. We hope you share the belief that our youth represent the future of our community and deserve your support. We appreciate being considered as a beneficiary of your charitable dollars, and we pledge to use those dollars wisely. Not only are you helping our students, you will ensure the next generation continues the outstanding tradition of Ritenour pride.
So as president of the Ritenour Pride and Promise Foundation, I'd like to take just a moment to recognize the hardworking individuals who serve on our board of directors. Would the Pride and Promise board of directors, board members in attendance, please stand and be recognized. If you can stand, yes. Thank you. These are wonderful people who do great work. The foundation is working hard to support the district in many ways. Scholarships, faculty grants, and other expenses that are not covered in the district yearly budget. We're also planning to provide support to the Ritenour Co-Care Pantry, food pantry, which does amazing work in our district. Our main fundraisers are Trivia Night, mark your calendar, February 20th, 2026, and our golf outing at Old Hickory Country Club, which will be on June 9th, 2026. Now, Dr. Phil Pusateri, our treasurer, always has donation forms in his pocket. So please feel free to track him down and make a donation. We take credit card, checks, cash, no foreign currency or Bitcoin, please. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to recognize all of our Hall of Fame committee members in attendance. Would those in attendance tonight please stand and be recognized? Their names are listed on the screen. Please give them a huge round of applause. They worked very hard to make this a very nice evening for everyone. Thank you to the committee. Now, I'm sure many of you in attendance might ask, hey Mike, how can I be inducted into the Ritenour Hall of Fame? Well, the answer starts with an application. Information on qualifications and requirements are available on the Ritenour website. And if you look at the back of your program, the back inside cover of your program has the URL address to where you can go out and find out more. Applications are due each year by March 1st here to the high school. If you're incredibly shy, like me, a classmate, a family member, or a friend can complete that application for you. That's how most inductees are chosen, and while it will be tough to beat tonight's class, our district is 158 years old. We know some deserving grads are still out there, so don't wait, get those applications in. And now, it is my pleasure to begin our formal induction ceremony for our 2025 Hall of Fame honorees. So let's get to know a little bit more about tonight's first Hall of Fame inductee, Ms. Susie Fortune.
Susie Fortune is a trailblazing athlete, coach, and educator whose legacy at Ritenour and beyond is defined by excellence, leadership, and service. She first made her mark as a student athlete at Ritenour High School, where Susie earned national recognition as a prep All-American in soccer before graduating in 1981. Her talents carried her to Missouri State University, where she became a highly decorated athlete for the Missouri State Bears. As a 4-year varsity field hockey player, Susie led her team to 4 straight league championships, earned 2 All-American honors, and was later inducted into the Missouri State Athletics Hall of Fame twice, once as an individual and again as part of her record-setting team. After college, Susie brought her passion back home. She taught physical education at Ritenour High School for nearly 30 years, inspiring generations of students to embrace wellness, teamwork, and perseverance. She modeled the very best of mentorship and dedication as the head girls soccer coach and in assistant coaching roles across volleyball, basketball, soccer, and track and field. Those who know Susie describe her as a generous mentor, a natural leader, and someone who always puts students first. Her impact is lasting, and her legacy continues to shape the spirit of the Ritenour community. We are proud to welcome Susie Fortune into the Ritenour Hall of Fame.
To introduce Hall of Famer, Ms. Susie Fortune.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I stand before you tonight filled with gratitude and appreciation. I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Hall of Fame Induction Committee, the Board of Education, and all the individuals who nominated and wrote letters in support of my behalf. Your belief in me means more than words could express. A special acknowledgement goes to my family, whose unwavering love and support have been the backbone of my journey. Many of them are here tonight, and their presence is a reminder of the powerful influence they have had on my life. Growing up with 5 older brothers who were all passionate about sports meant I had no choice to embrace athletics. From an early age, my life was woven in the fabric of sports activities. My brothers treated me as one of their teammates, instilling in me the values of determination and resilience. Though they might argue otherwise, now mind you, my brother edited this for me and his name's Dan. He said, I like to think I was the best athlete of the 6 of us. Well, I know I was the best athlete of the 6 of us. During high school, I seized the opportunity to participate, every opportunity to participate in team sports. I I was fortunate to have remarkable coaches and teachers who pushed me to excel and believed in my potential. At that time, my future was uncertain. All I knew was that I wanted to remain connected to sports. It was during this phase that I realized my passion for physical education and coaching. I was inspired by my mentors such as Betty Stokes, Dorothy Starrett, and Ruth Armstrong. An unexpected adventure came when I played field hockey on a dare for my best friend. I had no clue what I was going to get into, just that it involved clubs and a lot of rules. During my first practice, I bravely rushed up on a teammate who was getting ready to flick a ball, and it ended up being quite an experience as her stick hit me in my face. I left a big gash and a black eye swollen shut. When I got home, my mother was understandably concerned and insisted that I quit. However, that only fueled my desire to learn and embrace the sport, and I fell deeply in love with it. Under Coach Betty Stokes, I found guidance in the path that led me to Missouri State University. At MSU, I had the privilege of playing 4 years of field hockey while serving as an assistant coach for 3 years. Under Dr. Ritenour, who was the head coach, and she was a tremendous influence in guiding me and our team to become a powerhouse of field hockey. We celebrated numerous achievements, both as a team and as individuals. Upon graduating, Rhonda encouraged me to explore coaching and teaching elsewhere before returning to Ritenour. I took her advice and I moved to Kansas City, where I taught at Central High School and Olympic Developmental School. But deep down, I always longed to come back to Ritenour. Returning to teach and coach in the Ritenour School District was a dream come true. Growing up in this district, I was fortunate enough to work alongside many of my outstanding teachers and coaches. As I contemplated retirement, I'm filled with nostalgia, knowing my entire life has revolved around the world, around this incredible community. Ritenour has always felt like home and a place where I found family. I am proud to be a Husky, and I will forever carry the pride with me. Thank you.
How about a big hand for Susie? Presenting her award tonight is her brother, who is also a member of our Hall of Fame, Mr. Dan Fortune. Can you please come forward? Dan got up here. You know, Dan still holds the record for the 100-yard dash, 220-yard dash, 440-yard dash in Ritenour High School. He might have lost a step, I don't know. And now, let's get to know a little bit more about the accomplishments of our next Hall of Famer, Tavonda Palmer Harvey.
Tavonda Palmer Harvey, class of 2000, is a fierce advocate for equity, student success, and transformational leadership in education. For over 20 years, she has served the Ritenour community as a teacher, graduation coach, and now as Director of Alternative Education. Under her leadership, Ritenour's alternative programs have seen a 50% increase in graduations and an 80% annual student success rate. She has led the way in trauma-informed practices, restorative leadership, and dropout prevention, creating pathways that uplift and empower every student. Devonda co-founded the Game Changers Student Group, authored a district-wide social justice curriculum, and coordinates service projects and civil rights tours with partners like Washington University and the Education Equity Center. Her commitment to servant leadership and inclusion runs deep. Outside of school, she co-authored the children's book Cash and Palmer Present I Love Myself, a joyful celebration of identity and self-love for Black children. Together with her husband, she also co-founded Colors, Inc., an organization that promotes youth literacy and community engagement. Devonda's work has earned major recognition, including the 2025 Ritenour Make a Difference Award, the Deluxe Magazine Power 100, the Unsung Human Rights Hero Award, and a St. Louis City proclamation naming August 22nd Devonda Palmer Harvey Day. Through every role she holds, she changes lives and makes a difference for others. We are honored to welcome Devonda Palmer Harvey into the Ritenour Hall of Fame.
My God. So I had to write all this down so I wouldn't forget. Wow. The little loudmouth girl most people heard before they saw. The girl who ran through these halls rapping No Limit Soldiers and yelling school spirit chants with her bestie, Ebony Thomas, is now being inducted into the Ritenour Hall of Fame. Congratulations to my fellow inductees. It's such an honor to be recognized alongside such amazing individuals. I'm in awe of each of your impressive accomplishments. Dr. Dora was my superintendent, and as a student leader who watched the work you did for all of us daily, thank you. I also had the pleasure of working with Susie Fortune as a teacher, one of my favorite colleagues. Susie, I need you to know how much I really miss your white chicken chili at homecoming games. I want to begin by giving honor and thanks to God, who is the head of my life. My mission has always been to do all things in a way that honors Him and to live the life He has called me to lead. Thank you to Diane Lamb and Trevor Hicks, who nominated me and truly are mis hijos. Your belief in me means so much, and thank you to also everyone who wrote letters on my behalf. And thank you to the induction committee, the Ritenour Board of Education, and the Ritenour School District Administration for not only hosting this historic event, but for seeing greatness in me worthy of this honor. To my amazing husband, Stanley K. Harvey, and my big boy, Cash Blue, thank you for your unconditional love and support. You have pushed me in ways I couldn't imagine, and I appreciate you and love you more than words can ever express. To my brother, I don't see him, where's my brother? There he is. My best friend since birth, and the person I call every day about everything. Thank you. You have always believed in me and pushed me, and I love and appreciate you so much for that. And thank you to my nieces, Jayla and Maddie, for always being willing to jump in and help me with all things. It's been such a joy to watch you both learn, grow, and find your own paths. I also want to thank my parents, Brenda, Michael, and Michelle, for being my biggest cheerleaders and for always supporting me. Mom, where are you? There she is. All of your lectures, tough love, and sacrifices have paid off, and I'm forever grateful. I love you so much. And to my father, Charles Edward Palmer Sr., who I know is smiling down. Daddy, when I threw the first pitch at the Cardinals game in 2016, I don't think anyone was more proud than you. Even though you warned me not to embarrass you like 50 Cent or Snoop Dogg. That day, I told you, this is just the beginning. One day, I'll be on the wall of Ritenour High School as a member of the Hall of Fame. Well, Daddy, we made it. I also want to recognize my village, my family, friends, mentor, Gary Spiller, and colleagues who have consistently supported me, encouraged me to grow, celebrated my successes, challenged me to do better, and have always been there whenever I needed advice, a listening ear, or a helping hand. They have always stepped up to support both my work and my students whenever I ask, and I am endlessly grateful for each of you. I would like to acknowledge Miss Yvonne Mallory. Miss Mallory is still here? There she is. I first met her in 9th grade when I was being loud and obnoxious in the hallway. And she had to tell me every day to lower my voice. Later, she became my English teacher, National Honor Society sponsor, and school mom. Miss Mallory, thank you for pouring into me, for loving me like your own, and for showing me what an outstanding educator looks like. As I look around this auditorium, I see faces of fellow RHS grads, my former students. Please stand and be recognized. This honor does not belong to just me, it belongs to us. There's no TP without you. We laughed together, cried together, celebrated together, mourned together, and ate so much food together.
That part.
You even survived TP Zilla during homecoming weeks. I've learned so much from you all and continue to learn from you every day. I'm grateful to call you family, and I'm so very proud of you. To quote my favorite African philosophy, Ubuntu, I am because you are. Now to the current Ritenour students and my baby sister Nevaeh, who is a sophomore in high school, though not at Ritenour and not able to be here tonight, you are the reason I do this work. Nevaeh, even though you don't walk these halls, your dreams, perseverance, and determination remind me why I fight for all young people. And to every student here, I know this sounds cliche, and I know you've heard it a million times, but I truly want you to know that whatever you believe you can do, 100% you can do it. And you are not your circumstances. I am living proof. I was a baby when I attended my mother's high school graduation. I grew up in a hard-working single-parent household while my father battled, but thankfully overcame addiction. At times, the struggle was real, but my parents and grandfather, Isaac Little, taught me that I could do all things when life was tough. When I wanted to quit, my mom would say very directly, "And then what?" Because giving up was never an option. My grandfather would say, "Grippy, nothing good for you is going to come easy." And my daddy reminded me, "The weapons will form, but they won't prosper." You gotta go through some tests to have a testimony.
Come on.
I live by those words every single day. All of my successes come from having faith, setting goals, working hard, staying dedicated, and making sacrifices. Values that were instilled in me both at home and in the classrooms of Ritenour High School. Don't let social media fool you into thinking it's instant or easy. Lean into a mentor or trusted adult and be teachable throughout your life. And remember the power of manifestation. Your words matter. In 2016, I spoke this very moment into existence. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying about yourself? Always remember, you are exactly who you think you are. And you are the one you have been waiting for. I can't wait to celebrate each of you, not just at graduation, but as you accomplish all the incredible things you're destined to do. And I hope one day I'll be back here for the future Hall of Fame induction, pointing to you and saying, "I told you so." Husky Academy students, you were chosen to be here tonight because I have seen your incredible growth and witnessed how much work you put into getting where you are now. Great job, and keep showing up for yourself. The Husky Academy family is so proud of each of you. As I close, I want you all to know how truly humbled I am by this moment and so proud to be a Husky. In high school, I never imagined I'd be standing here today, but that's the beauty of Ritenour. It plants seeds that continue to grow long after you've left. Today, I stand before you as the first Black graduate from the 2000s and the first woman graduate from the 2000s to be inducted into the Ritenour Hall of Fame. This isn't only my honor, it's a message to everyone here. Your story is yours to write, no matter where you began. I am forever grateful, and I will continue to strive to make this community proud. Thank you and blessings.
Is her husband Stanley and their son Cash Blue. All right, and now let's get to know a little bit more about the accomplishments of this evening's third Hall of Famer, Dr. David Smith.
Dr. David A. Smith is a national leader in science, education, and public service, whose life has been devoted to learning and lifting others. After graduating from Ritenour in 1981, David pursued degrees in mathematics, education, and nuclear engineering. ultimately earning his PhD in environmental sciences with sponsorship from the Air Force Institute of Technology. He is recognized as an expert in diagnostic medical physics and radiation safety. His 23-year career in the United States Air Force was marked by distinction. He retired as a lieutenant colonel and held top roles, including health physics consultant to the Air Force Surgeon General and director of radiation health for the Department of the Air Force. He earned multiple meritorious service medals and was appointed to federal task forces, including one that advised the White House and another formed in response to the Fukushima nuclear accident in Japan. After retiring from the military, Dr. Smith continued to make significant contributions in higher education as a professor and administrator at Georgetown University, George Washington University, and the National Intelligence University. He mentored dozens of graduate students and helped shape national policy. Now serving on the U.S. Atomic Safety and Licensing Board panel, Dr. Smith remains at the forefront of science and safety. His humility, intellect, and integrity define a career of extraordinary impact. And we proudly welcome Dr. David A. Smith into the Ritenour Hall of Fame.
Thank you. A couple of weeks ago, I got a call from Greg Ransom, who was an inductee last year, and he said that he shared some really good insight. I mean, I really appreciate the call. It was great. And throughout the call, he kept referencing the speech. And I'm like, hey, Greg, I don't write speeches. I know where I'm going to start, and I know where I'm going to finish. What happens in the middle, don't know until I get up. So we got off the call. And again, thanks for the call. And then last week, his brother Kevin, who was one of the nominees for this, sent me a text that says, did you write your speech yet? And I said, Kevin, I don't write speeches. I just, I kind of figured it out when I get up there. And then I started getting nervous. So I wrote a couple things down. Like a couple words. That's literally all I have. So I don't think I'm going to use those. But anyway, before I get started, there's this thing, and by the way, I'm not a podium speaker. I move around, play teach, but I guess I have to because it's a microphone, right? All right. So there's been a gross historical mistake for the last 45 years, and I have to walk over here to point this out. See how long it takes me? This says I darted 53 yards for a touchdown, that I recovered a fumble, and I returned it against Pattonville on senior day. It says I darted. I've never darted a day in my life. I very well could have been the slowest guy on that team. And I have proof of that, because if you watch the film, 3 of my teammates passed me. They were waiting for me in the end zone. So I barely made it. That's all. So I'm glad I can finally get to clear this up. I never darted. Thank you. Appreciate you putting that up there. So, first of all, thank you to all those involved, the committee, everyone in attendance. Thank you, and congratulations to the other inductees. This is quite an honor. This is one of those things that, not even in my wildest dreams, I could have imagined. I laughed because when I talked to Kevin Loon and Kevin Ransom, who were the culprits behind all of this. By the way, I'm sorry, I checked in clear. But they called and I just started laughing. Like, I know you know me, but you have the right guy, because that doesn't make any sense. But it's an incredible honor, and I can't believe you guys nominated me for this. So we were talking earlier, and I used to joke all the time that you need to push your emotions way deep down inside where they belong, so that you don't share them in public. And the older I get, like, whatever. If I have emotions, I'm going to let it go. So So thank you guys, and I really appreciate the nomination. And again, all the committee members, Board of Education, everyone that was involved. I could never have imagined this. But one of the biggest things, my mom is here. I don't know how I didn't know this. I found out last night at dinner she went to school here. I had no idea. And most of my family. So we have a pretty long history here at Ritenour, and I wasn't going to go this way, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I lost my dad in January of '78, and it was my 9th grade year, and so it was a pretty hard time, but Mom was there. Mom kept us going, and we got through high school, and some things happened, and it turned out all right. So I appreciate that. But I got to say, one of the biggest things that ever happened to me was 41 years ago when I met someone, and she's here. She's my lovely wife of 40 years. We've been married 40 years now. Nothing happens in a vacuum, and nothing happens on your own, I don't think. I think everything, it's because of the people that are around you, the opportunities you have. And by the way, I'm glad, and this is where the middle part fills in, because this wasn't part of what I was going to talk about. I'm glad there are students here, because you and I are going to have a talk here in a minute. But the opportunities that came up, none of anything that I did or was able to accomplish or do wasn't because of the love and support of my wife and my family and encouragement. You got to say, I never imagined. I figured I'd finish high school, might go to college. I was pretty excited about doing that and playing football, and that was it. I said, I'm never doing this again. And then a couple years later, I'm in graduate school. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. That's enough. And then I was in the Air Force, I got another opportunity, and I'm like, well, I'm definitely never doing that again. And then I got another opportunity, and I did it again. So I never say never again. But I never would have accomplished anything without the love and support of my wife, Lori. So I appreciate that. So thank you. So I deflect a lot with humor, and I'll do it again. And it'll probably happen here in a little bit. But so some of the opportunities that come up, they don't always present them as opportunities. So this is where students, we're talking right now, all right? So opportunities don't always present themselves as opportunities. Sometimes they're hurdles. They don't look like an opportunity at all. It's kind of an ugly thing, and you have to get through that. But I think those opportunities, if you seize those, you work through them, and you depend on the people that love and support you, those are the things that are going to make you successful. Those are the things that are going to push you through the hard times and get you to where you want to be or where you need to be. I had many times throughout my career when even in the Air Force, you get orders or you get a notification of assignment like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that. And they pull it out of thin air. I was supposed to be teaching physics at the Air Force Academy. Like, dream job. Can't get any better than that. Hold it. I was supposed to go to Japan. Thought it'd be cool. Hold it. But every time one of those things happened, something better happened. And you can't see that always at that time. But because, you get to the other side of it, something better is usually, and it's not always the case, but it's usually there, that you can make the best of those opportunities. So I encourage you to do that. So the other part of that is seizing on those opportunities is humor. And you don't have to be a funny person, but have humor in everything you do. I believe that and laugh all the time. In fact, I laugh at times, maybe I shouldn't laugh. So I heard at the beginning, Mike Stewart said something about, well, here's some stories. I'm like, stories? Oh, I got stories. I can talk all day and give stories. So I'm going to give one. So here's one of those inopportune times, but it was all right. So I was at the Pentagon during the Japanese accident, and I'm working in the Air Force, and I'm kind of in a situation with the Air Force. I'm getting ready to brief the Secretary of the Air Force and the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, which is a 4-star general, and I'm sitting at my console. General walks in. He was a really quiet guy, and he put his hands on my shoulder, just because I happen to be there. He doesn't know me. He puts his hand on my shoulder, and he's talking, and everybody's really quiet, because he's such a quiet talker. And then he walks on, and I go, I'm never washing this shirt. And then everybody around me starts laughing. I'm like, cut it out, you're gonna be in trouble. So anyway, so he looks back, and so I have fun. I have fun in everything I do. I find humor in everything I do. And I think that's also an important thing, because some of those opportunities aren't gonna look fun at the beginning, or maybe at that time. But if you find humor in those, you push through those difficult times, and you depend on those that are encouraging you, I think things are gonna work out okay. I'm actually looking at my notes now. So, but again, thank you for everything. I appreciate the opportunity. I just, it was amazing. I can't believe standing up here, and thank you guys. And I'm going to keep it together. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ritenour Hall of Famer, Dr. David Smith. Presenting Dr. Smith's award tonight are his best friends, Kevin Luna and Kevin Ransom. I think they're only best friends since this night. How about another hand for Dr. Smith? I said, don't drop that portrait. What did they do? And now, it's my great honor to share a video about tonight's Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, Dr. Paul Dorr.
Dr. Paul Dorr is a pillar of leadership, character, and innovation, who devoted more than 30 years to the Ritenour School District and helped shape it into what it is today. He began as an elementary school assistant principal and quickly rose through the ranks, serving as a building principal, assistant superintendent, and eventually superintendent of schools for more than a decade. Throughout his 37 years in Ritenour, Dr. Dorr remained deeply committed to student achievement, teacher development, and community partnerships. He led the district through periods of great challenge and opportunity, introducing professional learning communities, expanding advanced placement, and championing ACT readiness programs. He spearheaded critical bond issues that modernized schools and advocated fiercely for early childhood education and inclusive services for all learners. But his leadership was never just about systems. He was known for walking the halls, connecting with families, empowering staff, and always putting people first. Dr. Dorr also helped create the Ritenour Hall of Fame itself, establishing a lasting tradition that continues to honor and inspire generations of Huskies. Even after retirement, he continued his work as an adjunct professor and education consultant, sharing his wisdom with future school leaders across the region. We are proud to honor Dr. Paul Dorr with the Ritenour Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award, and we welcome him into the Ritenour Hall of Fame.
Mr. Thomas, or Dr. Thomas, and Dr. Kilbright were making their comments, I was a little amused because I left the house today and I reached on my desk to pick up my pen to put it in my shirt. But it doesn't have a pocket. Good evening.
Good evening.
First, I want to say congratulations to Ms. Fortune, Ms. Palmer Harvey, and Dr. Smith. I also want to recognize Dr. Rhonda Hannaford for nominating me, Michelle Clover for shepherding that nomination, and all of you who submitted supporting documents. Many thanks to my wife. Okay? Paul, Mary, and Charles. For their encouragement, support, and uncompromising love. My thanks also go to the many talented staffs with whom I had the pleasure of working, members of the various Ritenour Boards of Education, parents, and residents of the Ritenour community. It truly is an honor to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. As most of you here this evening know, the Ritenour community is a very special place. Spain and France ruled the area until the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. Their governors provided land grants to the early settlers. Ritenour was a rural, diverse community when Missouri became a state in 1820. Parents are responsible for the education of their children. Parents. But in 1846, just 26 years after Missouri became a state, Ritenour established the Buck School to help parents with that responsibility. Land was donated, the school was opened, and the first class was near the intersection of Lackland and Woodson Roads on a place called Ritenour Hill. The goal of the Ritenour community is, and always has been, is to teach all children, so that they become educated, caring, and active, responsible citizens. The Ritenour community has a history of welcoming and supporting others. Just 2 years after the conclusion of the Civil War, the Ritenour School District was formed by combining the Buck School with the Lackland Road School, which was a school for African American children. Ritenour was a leader in creating the special school district of St. Louis County. The court ordered St. Louis desegregation program and establishing vocational schools. It also has been a leader in welcoming residents from other communities and nations as they work together to make and then keep the American dream. Today, Ritenour is the only school district in Missouri with no ethnic or racial majority. It has about 1,000 students who in their homes speak Spanish, French, Vietnamese, Arabic, and over 20 other non-English languages. Today, as in the past, Ritenour helps its students to come to school ready to learn, to be nice to each other, to try their best, and to demonstrate academic progress. Ritenour continues to prepare students to be successful in our ever-changing world. When I retired in 2006, Dr. John D. Armand and I were the third longest-serving superintendents in Ritenour. Records, though, are meant to be broken. And as once was mentioned before, my friend and colleague, Dr. Chris Kilbright, now holds that honor. Is Chris here? In the back. I can't tell you how unusual that length of tenure is. Today, the average superintendent of schools tenure in a district is less than 3 years. So congratulations to Ritenour and all of those that you supported. And I want to thank all of you and those who preceded you for helping make Ritenour the place that it is. A place where I came to work and liked it every day. Thank you.
Is his longtime assistant and dear friend, Michelle Clover. How about one more hand for all of our honorees? Well, it's been a wonderful evening honoring such outstanding Ritenour alumni. Before you go tonight, each of our honorees will receive a very cool polo shirt like this. I was told I can't take it out of the package, but trust me, it looks great. This is a very special edition Hall of Fame polo shirt, and we'd ask that the honorees wear this during the homecoming parade tomorrow, and whenever they feel like showing off their Husky pride. And now, finally, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to warm up your singing voices. I'd like to call on our 2024 Ritenour Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, my good friend Kathy Nickens, to come to the lectern to lead us in the alma mater.
Yay, Miss Nickens!
Sad when you have to pick a tone-deaf person. I love this school and my Ritenour family so much, and congratulations to all of the inductees tonight. Thank you for what you've done to inspire our kids in the future. Let us join together and remember, bum, 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 those of you who are old enough to remember. Donna, they were always a graduate.
We are
Kathy brings back up. It's awesome. Okay, one more round of applause for all of our honorees. Now, before we leave tonight, I just want to remind our Hall of Fame honorees that we need to get one more photo of you on the steps in the lobby. So please make your way to that area and bring your portrait with you so we can take that photo. It's been a tremendous evening. I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I hope you stay and enjoy the homecoming festivities tomorrow. I wish you all a very safe and enjoyable homecoming. Good night, and go Huskies!